Welcome to the Better Man Show, and you were just listening to a track called Welcome Back. Suitable, right? So, if you do want to check out and support these indie artists, there is a website and I have a coupon code for 10% discount. So, let me know if you happen to be keen on that. Okay. So, welcome to the Better Man Show. Hi, I'm BK, and obviously, if we are friends, that shouldn't surprise you. And I shouldn't be surprised that you know that. But if we're not friends, this is a show that I kind of use to document my journey on becoming a better person. I share things that I learn about life, business, and tech, right? It is not a tech show per se, but I do a bit of technical stuff, and part of it is the testing, so that I do the testing so you don't have to, right? And tonight I'm testing a few things. One, I tested some new graphics, changed the music. At the same time, I'm also testing the levels because I kind of noticed that the levels were a little bit high on some other episodes, right? So let me know in the comments if you are able to hear me properly, and I'm coming through smoothly for you, right? So if there's anything wrong with audio, let me know in the comments. And don't be a stranger, because as I'm testing out to several platforms, I hope to be able to report back to everyone at the end of this challenge, so that you kind of also know what are the good things or the platforms that you should focus on as you try and as you embark on your own personal journey on this as well, right? So, once again, just a quick shout out if you are watching this from another platform. Yesterday, a friend tested a comment from another platform, and I was able to know that, okay, that platform works fine. So thank you very much. And feel free to just connect with me in any of the ways that is shown in the show here. Okay. Day 59 of a 100-day live stream challenge. Exactly 59 days ago, I started a 100-day live stream challenge. I jumped right in and I started a 100-day live stream challenge. And many friends, told me to my face, "Are you really sure? 100 days? Why don't you start with something like 14, or something manageable?" And honestly, when I first started, I was thinking 100 days, that's a long, long time. But lo and behold, we are on day number 59. Day number 59, Uh, as I was saying yesterday, day one was hard, but not that hard, because you kind of just say, okay, let's do it. Day two was the hardest. Day two was the hardest because day two, you kind of scold yourself. Why did you decide to do it, right? But lo and behold, it's 59 days, and it's been a fun and enjoyable journey. In fact, this is probably my most looked forward to time of the day, right? And I hope to be able to share things that are valuable and helpful to you on your journey to becoming a better person for the years to come, right? It is my journey. I'm documenting my journey, but hopefully some of the things I share can be valuable to you as well. And thankfully, I do have some friends who have privately messaged and said that, hey, the things you shared help me. And I can tell you that is probably the most satisfying thing you can ever receive as you put out content like this, right? So today's show, I'm going to talk about top 3 things to focus on for a great 2021. We are approaching the very last stretch of 2020, and we are all in a holiday mood, and everything has scaled down. I was talking to friends the past 2 days, and everybody's saying that nobody is working for the next 2 weeks, right? Everybody's in a holiday mood, which is usually the case. And we are also fast approaching what we call resolution making season, right? You know what are resolutions, right? The resolutions are the things that you tell yourself you're going to do, but you never do them. Yeah, we're entering that phase now, in the last stretch of 2020. That's what we always do. We make resolutions and then we don't keep them. That's the whole objective of resolutions, right? No, I'm just kidding. We should make resolutions and we should keep them. But this is not exactly a resolution. This is more like what I think are some of the top 3 things that I can focus on, I will focus on for the 2024, very successful 2021. And hopefully it resonates with some of you, and then you may want to do the same as well, right? So a quick recap on this. One of the designs is winning out. But those of you who have not seen it yet, help me, do me a favor, help me, just comment whether you like the top or the bottom, right? Or you like Rio or Vienna, whichever way you prefer. So let me know, because one of the designs is winning out. But I just want to let it run for one more day, right? So that I get a very solid win, right? Let me know which of the two designs you prefer as a logo or photo logo for myself. That would really help me a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks in advance for those who have already either private messaged me or commented and so on, right? I appreciate that. So first thing that I'm working on for 2021, and it shouldn't surprise you, communication, right? As I mentioned before, the top this 100-day challenge, while it started off as a personal discipline challenge, it has now evolved into something where I kind of want to challenge myself to become a better speaker, communicator, and so on, right? For this challenge. Now, of course, it's going to be a journey. It doesn't mean that after 100 days I'm going to be a great speaker, but at least I've started that journey, right? And every single live stream is a chance for me to practice public speaking, right? In a very large sense. I do a lot of public presentations, but I think that I can be better, and I want to be better, right? That's part of my aspiration. So, in a sense, doing this live stream has kind of birthed that desire in me and made it even stronger. So that is one of my key highlights or key strategies for 2021, because to be able to speak or communicate well is going to be beneficial in so many ways, right? Now, some of the three strategies that I'm going to focus on for 2021, they kind of overlap with one another, right? So it doesn't mean that they're standalone. They can be important strategies for standing alone, but I kind of think that they also meld or blend very well together. So that might be something you might want to consider for 2021, right? Picking up better communication skills, whether is it for a workplace, for business, or for even personal relationships, right? So that is one of my key strategies or key focus areas for 2021, right? The second thing is in line with whatever you're seeing now, right? And that is content creation, right? The second strategy for 2021 for myself is content creation. So over the past weekend, we attended a conference, and part of one of the key takeaways I took away from it was this statement that says, "Create, create more content than you consume content." Right. So strategy for 2021, for a very successful 2021, is to create more content than I am consuming content. And obviously, something like this, a live stream, is one of the ways of creating content. Now, obviously, now you know what I mean when I say that the strategies blend together, right? So when I want to create more content, or as you try to create more content for yourself, then what will happen is that the art of communication will obviously factor in quite well, right? So being able to communicate better in the pursuit of growing in that area, and then creating content, that will obviously be very important. So two main areas for myself in terms of content creation, right? Obviously, one is live stream. Second one is I am also doing a podcast with a friend, right? That's one other thing. So I do a regular podcast with that friend as well. But I mentioned before, he is the content provider. I am kind of like the facilitator. I kind of like I'm like the DJ for that show. So I do the editing of the audio. I kind of interview him, and that is how that podcast is more or less run. But it's fine, right? It's still another means of content creation. And then another part of content creation is that for next year, I am also going to ramp up my social media activity level, right? So Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So some of you, if you watch my pre-show reel, where I play a very nice music and I'm starting to practice my moves. Yeah, TikTok requires a little bit of that, right? So a bit of entertainment, dancing, and that kind of thing, right? But There are other ways to do well on TikTok as well, which I'm definitely not a performer. So I probably won't, I'm not going to go that route for TikTok. But so three main platforms for myself: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm going to create more content for these three platforms as part of my overall strategy for 2021, right? Um, I I also listen to this person. I listen to Gary V quite a lot. You know, he's quite one of the influencers that I really do follow, and he has very good and sound and credible advice. And he kind of said something today that resonated with me very well. He said that in our today's environment, and I think going ahead in 2021, even more so, if you are not producing any form of written word, audio, or video to be consumed on this device, effectively you are invisible to to the marketplace, right? So especially I think with what is happening now in the world, in this huge inflection point, and everyone is transitioning to a different way of doing things, that's even more important, right? So to be able to create three things, either the written word, an audio, or a video for people to consume on this device that they have in their hands. That is how you can be visible to the marketplace, whatever marketplace you're talking about. So otherwise, we are literally invisible. So we are in the attention economy. And I think this year has made it even more relevant. So interestingly enough, because we were able to transition very fast from from offline face-to-face meetings, face-to-face presentations, and we were able to transition very fast to Zoom meetings. Our business was not affected for most of this year. In fact, our business has grown over the course of this year because we have successfully transitioned into online this kind of meetings, right? So wherever you are or whatever marketplace you are targeting for 2021, or even if you are just holding a regular day job, your ability to create content in these platforms and your ability to transition, I think will put you in a very strong position in the eyes of your business partners or in the eyes of your employers, right? Because every business I think is going to need to do this very, very much so, right? So hopefully you are taking steps to do something like this. And again, open invitation to anyone. I mentioned before that I'm happy to help anybody who wants to hop on as a guest, right? And kind of get their feet wet in doing something like this. I'm happy to just play along with you. I mean to guide you along, and then it can be something like a in real time helping you and guiding you in live streaming and so on. I'm happy to do that for you if you want to. Okay. I really like the blue of this color, right? I mean, a friend came to my place and said, "Yeah, you like espresso?" I said, "Actually, I didn't buy this because I don't really drink espressos. I hand brew my coffee, but I kind of just like the blue. It's a nice shade of blue, right?" So that's the second part. And last strategy or strategic focus for me will be customer acquisition. Customer acquisition. Um, every single business out there, you need to go through what we call a pipeline where you go from leads to customer, right? It's just a pipeline. It doesn't matter what business you are in. So, like what I showed yesterday, if some of you caught the episode yesterday, started to do this lead generation automation for my team, right? So this is something that we are doing, and it will take them from being a lead to all the way to a customer, and there's a process for all of these things. So we are starting to move into lead generation automation, and it was a bit of work to get it going, but it's working out very well now, and that is something that I think we can look forward to do it stronger and harder in 2021, right? So looking forward to an exciting 2021. Um, I I was just sharing with a friend that I kind of tinkering with such things gives me a lot of joy. It's been fun. It's not straightforward, but it's also not difficult. You just need to sit down with pen and paper or with your iPad and then draw out your logic flow of what are the things you need to do properly, and then you plan it out and you map it out, right? And then you let and of course there are a lot of there are various pieces of software that can blend together, and then of course there are also one-stop solutions. But most of these one-stop solutions can be quite costly. Of course, if you have a massive business already, then that's not a problem for you. That's just a cost and investment, right? So there are platforms like Salesforce and so on that can do all these things very nicely as a one-stop solution, which a lot of big companies do use. But for a startup or for a solopreneur or for a freelancer, or if, right now if you're transitioning from a brick and mortar and then you want to do something like this, then if budget is limited, then some of these things that are more a bit piece of one piece of this and one piece of that kind of technology exists still, and you can blend them together and help them and make them work very well for what you need to do. So I'm happy to report that what we have been using is now blending properly, and then from lead generation all the way to the pipeline to customer acquisition is I think more or less iron out, right? So that's a one-step process. If you want me to do a quick live stream on and demonstrate how that is done, I'm also happy to do that. Just drop a comment and let me know if there's something that you enjoyed seeing. I mean, if you saw the process map yesterday and you kind of went, oh wow, this is too much for me. Actually, again, it doesn't. A lot of times when you look at something, it seems complicated. Actually, it's not. You just have to do it step by step. It's just like all this live streaming and so on. And initially, when you want to do it, it kind of seems daunting, but it's about getting better along the way, right? I mean, if you go back to day one and you saw my day one episodes, I started with nothing, right? I just hit live on Zoom. I did it on Zoom, right? So those are the three things that I want to focus on strategic focus areas for 2021, right? Drop a comment or hit me up for a chat. Let me know what are your strategic focus for 2021. What are your areas of growth that you want to achieve in 2021? Now, remember, we are heading into resolution making season. Don't treat the resolutions as things that you make and then you never do, right? I know that's always the common joke, right? We make a resolution and we don't keep it. 2021 is going to be an interesting year because 2020, we kind of were jolted out of a dream or slumber that everything is nice and rosy. But I think everyone got a very huge jolt and said, oh, wow, I need to wake up, right? I need to do something about what I'm doing in my life and business. I need to protect my family in terms of the financial well-being and my careers, So again, I like quoting Gary Vee. I like what he said. He said, don't curse the year that woke you up. 2020 has been like that for many of us. And so let's carry this momentum into 2021. Whatever aspects that I mentioned just now, if it's about live streaming and you need help with live streaming, if that is one of the areas that you want to focus on, just hit me up. I'm happy to help you along, right? And like I said, open invitation. If you want to come on as a guest and kind of experience this firsthand, I'm happy to do that for you. So thank you for joining me for day 59. Tomorrow we are day number 60. Imagine, 60 days already. We are in the 60 territory, and it's been fun. It's been a journey. It's been a blast. Thank you for joining me as usual, and all the comments. I truly appreciate all of them. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.